I can't win with you lot. You mow when I'm losing, and now it's boring that we're winning. Well, I'm willing to pay the price of a season of boredom because I am really, really enjoying after the last few seasons. I won't say the whole save because by and large, the save has been remarkably successful. I think we're at 6 promotions now in 15 seasons, and a couple of relegations that we don't talk about and lots of sackings. But six promotions in 15 seasons is excellent. But the last few seasons have been a bit of a struggle, and it's nice. I'm really enjoying the game being that little bit easier than it has been, which almost guarantees 2 defeats for you to watch today. Hello and welcome to Season 15, Episode 4 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we're at home against Blackburn and then away against Bristol City in the Championship. Since you were last with me, we've not played loads of games because I might have fallen asleep whilst playing the game last night and been sent to bed and wasn't allowed to finish playing. Women are mean sometimes. So I've only played 4 games, I think, but we have won all of them, which is... that's acceptable form. I can live in that world. And it leaves us, after 16 games of the Championship, we're top of the league by 3 points with a game in hand on second place Leeds. And quite a big gap between us and third place QPR. Mark Foot and Pablo Garcia are 2 of the best 3 players in the division. Pablo Garcia has more man of the match awards than anyone else. Your pal Kevin Thompson has 6 clean sheets. Everything is going well. Hopefully we pick up another couple of wins today and start to extend that lead at the top of the league. But the biggest, most important news of all is that Mark Foot has finally, after a year and a half, removed his name from the transfer list at his own request. Apparently being top of the Championship is all it takes to get him to withdraw his transfer request that he put in because we were about to be, because we did get relegated. And he has responded with 9 goals in 9 starts so far this season. Since he's come off the transfer list, he's been in rather good form. The last 2 games, he's got 4 goals in 2 games since coming off the transfer list there. If he keeps scoring at 2 goals every game as a non-transfer listed player, I'll be rather happy. This is the team that we're going to be playing for the first of today's 2 games against Blackburn. We've got Thompson in goal, a back 4 of Williams, Tanner, Gabrielli and Brassas. Duxbury, Abadi and Anicic are in midfield with Gilbert in behind Foot and Garcia. That is pretty much our first choice team. I think I've finally settled on Foot and Garcia as my starting strike partnership. As good as Jack Beale is, and he's a very, very good understudy to have, you just can't look past Foot and Garcia. I know some of you were telling me that even earlier, that I've figured it out. But you know what I'm like with this game. I'm sometimes slow to cotton on. And I am not frustrated, but I wish there was a way to get Aaron O'Brien into this team somewhere. The logical thing to do is bring him in for Abadi. But what we end up with then is Duxbury, Anicic and O'Brien are all very attacking midfield players. Abadi's there because he can tackle, although he's not playing very well, but he's our only real defensive midfield player that we've got. But I don't know. I don't know if he'll stay in the team long term or if we'll end up forcing a way through with the 3 very talented young players that we've got there and just, I don't know, rotate around who has to play defensively so they all get a turn flying off forward doing fancy things as the playmaker, and they all get a turn as a box-to-box midfielder, they all get a turn as a defensive midfielder. Is there a way to rotate 3 players around? There probably isn't, but I could do it manually, I guess, from game to game. Although then, you're never getting a settled midfield, are you? So I'll figure it out eventually. Cliche bingo, we haven't played this for a little while. It's a nice problem to have. Oh no, I've got too many really talented young attacking midfield players. Whatever will I do? Oh no, I've got too many Championship 25 goal a season strikers. Whatever will I do? Somehow we have assembled an excellent squad here at Ipswich, and because I'm being positive since the start of the episode, I'm being punished by Blackburn putting us 1-0 down after 10 minutes. But if we learn anything from yesterday's episode, it's that we certainly don't have to fear going 1-0 down. Off camera, it's not really been happening. We've been winning comfortably without other teams ever really getting a look in. But it seems when you lot are around, Thompson just has to keep the heat on him by letting in goals and making us fight from behind. Although, to be fair, in that instance, Thompson absolutely not to blame. Foot loses out in the penalty area. Duxbury picks it up on the edge, and Williams is in and hits the crossbar. What's our left back doing there? Nobody knows. Well, we do know, because they both play on an attacking instruction, so they're going to get forward quite a lot. Garcia's forward here and plays Gilbert in. Gilbert must score. He has 2 bites to the cherry and still can't force it past the Blackburn keeper. I mean, I don't understand why that's only gone down as 1 clear-cut chance. Surely it was 2. He was through on goal with only the keeper to beat twice in 1 move. And if only it had fallen to one of Garcia or Foot, you'd have guaranteed a goal. Foot's in there, proving my point. Makes it 1-1 after 22 minutes. That's Mark Foot's 10th goal of the season. He is now our top scorer, I think, and must be closing in on the top 3 of the Championship top scorer charts. Oh, what a nice little finish from Mark Foot. He's been desperate to play in the Premier League ever since I've been at Ipswich. I'd like to say he showed us loyalty by sticking around, but really it was just a case of no one was going to pay £10 million for him when we were down in League One. There have been times when I've lost patience with him. There have been times where I just wanted him to leave, and I probably would have accepted 5 or 6 million for him. But now, age 24, he is becoming the man. He is the top striker in the Championship at the moment, and hopefully will push on to have a superb career in the Premier League next year, where we're going. We're going to the Premier League. I know it's not even Christmas yet, but look at the form we're in. Surely we can't bottle it from here. I am setting myself up for calls of bottle job, because if we don't get promoted now, it is a bottle job, because we're so good. We've been playing so well since the start of the season. Look, we're 4 points clear now. We're not even winning. Blackburn are going to score now to punish me. Thompson punches clear. Garcia collects, but he's running the wrong way with it. Lumps it forward to where he should have been standing. And the pressure is relieved by Blackburn just sort of lumping the ball forward when they had time to pick a pass a little bit more carefully. Anicic is struggling a little bit for conditioning. We might have to... I mean, we want to get O'Brien on anyway, so I guess there's no time like the present. Let's get Aaron O'Brien on for... No, not for Williams. Aaron O'Brien comes on for Anicic, and I know it's a little bit earlier than my normal substitution, but when you've got 2 very, very similar players and one of them struggling a little bit, why not make the substitution a little bit early? Right, we're going to bring Jack Beale on as well. Neither Garcia or Foot, despite all the superlatives about Foot, neither of them have been the threat that they've been for the last 5 or 6 games today. So hopefully, bringing Beale on, he'll be eager to force his way back into the team. He was first choice striker for the first 10 games or so of the season. Dropped out of the team recently. Now he's got an opportunity, 20 minutes, to grab a goal and tell me why he should be regularly starting for us. Brassas is going to get himself sent off here, isn't he? No, he's not. He was on a yellow card, gives away a free kick in a dangerous area, but it goes over the crossbar. Come on, Jack Beale, grab a goal, show us you're as good as Foot. Because at the start of the season, I was convinced you were going to be the man. I certainly didn't expect to be in a situation where Beale was the one missing out. Right, we are going to take off Abadi now because we want that more attacking oomph that Opoku's going to give us. We talked about it pre-match. Abadi just stands there and tackles, and I know that's a job that needs doing, but it's so boring and takes away some of the attacking threat. And Beale crosses to Foot, and Foot now with his 11th goal of the season. That's 3 games in a row since he's come off the transfer list that he has scored 2 goals. How important is this change in form for Mark Foot going to be? Oh, apologies for pausing halfway through a highlight. I hope it didn't jump too desperately. Has anyone else started getting hay fever yet this year? I'm convinced I can't be ill again because I feel fine. Oh, look at that. Jack Beale makes it 3-1. I feel fine other than the fact that I cannot stop sneezing, and that's what just happened there. We're celebrating a goal, and I just had an explosion of sneezing fits. It's ridiculous. This is a nice finish from Jack Beale. Look at that. First time, just hits it with so much power. Past the keeper into that bottom corner. 3-1 up now with 5 minutes to go. It is all over at this point. I don't know that it was anything to do with Abadi coming off and the changes that we made, but we certainly have switched up a gear in the last couple of minutes. Gabrielli's just got a straight red card, and I'm not really sure what for. That puts us in a little bit of a pickle. Good job we got that 3rd goal. We'll drop Duxbury back. Can we do... This is horrible. Right, we'll drop everybody back a little bit. I know Foot can play a little bit deeper as well. We'll do that, and then we'll go. There you go. I listened to you all. We'll go counter-attack him. We've only got to play out 2 minutes. Provided they don't score the free kick, we should be safe. They didn't. We've got 15 seconds left. We're not going to mess it up from here. O'Brien Finds Opoku to Beale. Can he get a fourth? He can get a fourth. Of course he can get a fourth. It's Jack Beale's 7th goal of the season. He has made a very strong argument for starting the next game now. Come off the bench. He's had 20 minutes, got himself 2 goals and made the game look a lot more comfortable than it probably should have been. And their keeper will be wanting to have a word with himself about that, but we don't care because we're 4-1 up. We only need 10 men. And as of right now, with 17 games played, we are 6 points clear at the top of the championship with a plus 25 on our goal difference. This is turning into what's going to be a good season. Let's go and play Bristol City away. Right, 4 changes for the Bristol City game. 2.5 of them forced on us, and one of them obviously is optional. Beale has to come in. Garcia drops down for the bench. Between last game, Foot and Beale got 4 goals. Let's hope they can repeat that today. We've also brought in O'Brien for Anicic. He's the half. He's not injured, but he's certainly not fit. Down to 89% conditioning now. He struggled to... Well, he didn't finish the last game because of his conditioning. We'll put him on the bench for a few games until his conditioning improves. It's his first season of playing full football in England, I think. He joined us halfway through last season on loan, although it doesn't show on there because he didn't officially join because he wasn't allowed to play. But he's not played this many games this close together ever in his career, really. He's still a young lad, only 19. Perhaps just needs a rest for a little while. O'Brien, perfectly adequate replacement. And then at the back, both Gabrielli and Brassas are suspended. Gabrielli's got a 3-match suspension for his violent tackle in the last game. So Powell comes in for him and Talak comes in at right back for the suspended Brassas, which is not a disaster because Talak certainly started the season as our first choice right back and could well end up reaffirming his role down the right hand side. He might stay in the team when the other fella's fit again. There you go. Let's talk properly. None of this wordy nonsense that I can fall into sometimes. So a win today would be rather pleasant, especially if Leeds manage to drop points again. Or really, I guess it's QPR we need to be thinking about more than Leeds at the moment. Priority 1 is to get promoted. We'll worry about winning the title after we're promoted. Beale cannons back off the crossbar. Great little turn and shot. And would have been nice to just duck a little bit lower and put us 1-0 up. Bristol City are second bottom, but they are through on goal here. He's got a long way to run, this fella. But, I mean, he just ran. I mean, he just had to run towards the goal. That's why they're in the relegation zone, because that was just poor decision making. I don't know what position he plays in. Presumably not an actual striker, because it was from defending a corner. So probably wasn't their striker, but it was really poor. And Abadi, that he might be sealing his own fate with that, because he's in the team for one reason and one reason only. It's to make tackles. And if he can't do that without getting himself sent off, then perhaps we don't need him. Maybe. Let's switch around and do that. I'll drop Foot back for a little while. He's not going to stay back here, but just to get us through till half time. In fact, we'll probably come off attacking as well. What's this? Kev does tactics. We're just dropping down to standard just until half time, just to, while I decide what I'm going to do. As much as I love this formation, I never know what to do with it when we get a player sent off. And you lot always scream at me in the comments that when we're down to 10 men, we need to go wide. But we also don't want to go defensive. Could we do? Does this count as going wide? I think that counts as going wide. That looks pretty tasty, actually. So if we can make Foot an inside forward, put him on attack, Gilbert can be... I tell you what, that doesn't look too shabby at all. We'll leave it on standard, unless we get like 20 minutes from the end and we've still not scored a goal. But there you go. We've used a little bit of width. I don't know. I don't really get the whole width thing when we're down to 10 men. I'm sure there is a reason for it. And it might just be what we need today. So Beale is in, and there you go. We're 1-0 up. Took us until the 52nd minute to get there. But that's Beale's 8th goal of the season now. Puts us ahead. And now I suppose do we sit on standard for a little bit longer? I think we probably do. O'Brien just lumped it forward there. And Beale kept his eye on the ball all the way through, to be fair to him. And their keeper didn't really come to challenge him. But it was... a nice composed finish from Jack Beale, and we will give this until the 70th minute before maybe dropping back to something like counter-attacking. I know we're against a really poor team, but being down to 10 men again, second time in the episode, we don't want to risk any funny business. Plus, I'm looking forward to all the plaudits from you lot in the comments about what a tactical genius I am. Gilbert loses out on the ball, and City are in here, and Thompson makes a good save. But that was a little bit dangerous. Should we be dropping back to something a little bit more counter-attacking-y even now? I feel like it's too early. But then we are only on standard. It's not going to make that much difference, I guess. Duxbury picks the ball up, finds O'Brien, back to Duxbury. O'Brien again. We just need to get it through to one of those 3 forward players that we've got. O'Brien to Beale, Foot's in, and Mark Foot makes it 2-0. His 12th goal of the season. He doesn't even have to be playing up front to score goals these days. I think in almost 2 years of having him as my player now, I think this is the first time we played him out wide. He doesn't look very wide there, but that is a beautiful little finish. And that is the cue that we're going to drop down to counter-attacking at this point. And probably need to drop those wide players back, although neither of them are going to really appreciate being asked to play on the right-hand side of midfield, I don't think. No, they don't like that at all. We'll leave them where they were and just counter-attack in this weird, really attacking way. Let me know in the comments, am I now breaking a counter-attacking system by leaving them really far forward? I suppose the solution could be, if we bring Anicic on, he can go there. Do I dare take off Mark Foot? Do we take off... I think we might. Surely we're safe at this point. We could take off Foot and bring on a Poku. And then we can stick Duxbury out there and do... How? What? Duxbury can play left back and central midfield, but can't play on the left-hand side of midfield. Right, cancel that whole substitution. Then we'll leave Foot on the pitch. And we'll actually just take Duxbury off and bring on a Poku. We'll do it that way. And just play this weird sort of lopsided dealy. That works for me. We could probably stick Foot back up front, but let's not get too attacking, Kev. We're trying to be sensible tactics, for goodness sake. I've fiddled too much and we're going to throw it away. And I know... Oh, I know I shouldn't panic when stuff like that happens. It's a deflected free kick. They've been terrible all game. Sometimes these things happen. Thompson should have done so much better with that. But let's just hope we hold on. I'm regretting taking Gilbert off. That might have been a little bit hasty, but we'll have to see, won't we? Beale finds a Poku. A Poku, what can he do? Not anything at all, really. He loses out on the ball, and Bristol City are attacking us again, and this is not what we wanted to see, and it's 2-2, and this is what happens when I go to counter-attacking. Right, go back to what we were doing when it worked. What was that? It was standard, wasn't it? Although, really, at this point, we probably should be attacking. I'm tempted to just attack properly and do this. Oh, no, what have I done? I've pressed the wrong button. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Do that, but make it... Let's go control. Let's not get too carried away. I'm now realising the error of my ways with that tactic, because we put players out wide but kept the narrow instruction on. So that was probably silly, because that's just going to confuse everybody. But we're against one of the worst teams in the division. We're going to go and try and win the game now, because we should never have let them back into it. And I'm certainly not going to sit back, try and defend, and invite them to come and score a third goal. So hopefully they'll keep trying to attack at us. We're not going to bring a 16-year-old on. That's madness. What we will do... I mean, I don't feel the need to make any... The only obvious... Let's bring on Garcia for Foot. And just see if Pablo Garcia has got a winner in him. I mean, it's not a disastrous result. We've been down to 10 men for most of the game. Abadi got sent off in, the 30th minute? It does become a disaster if they score here, though, but Thompson makes a good save. And I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. Was my tactical fiddling anywhere close to the right lines? Have I abandoned it too quickly? Because we all know I'm guilty of doing that regularly. And, Talak clears off the line. They're looking a lot more likely to score than we are at the moment. They've had 4 clear-cut chances today to our 1. Even at a draw, we're mugging them completely. If we can score here, it's a full-on mugging. We don't, and hopefully that's the end of the game, because we are clinging on to this by the skin of our teeth at the moment, and we get away with a draw. We're still 6 points clear at the top. It's not a disaster, but I feel like I could have done better in that game. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching.